This is the LEGO Star Wars Jedi Bob Starfighter. It marks the return of Jedi Bob that we have not seen since 2002 as part of the Rebuild the Galaxy sub-theme. There's going to be a show coming out in September on Disney+. So that's going to be pretty nice to see. Here's the back of the box, and I will build this set without the instructions, along with many other LEGO sets coming out on August 1st, 2024. So if this is something that interests you, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, let's open the box. So in this set we get 4 numbered bags from 1 to 4. You get this piece that's not part of any bag, but it looks like it should have been part of bag 4, just to match this piece here that's part of bag 3. But maybe they made this later, or they forgot about it, then they inserted it after the fact. We do get this sticker sheet right here, which is thankfully in good condition. Not too many stickers overall, but it is a small set, so I'm wondering if all of these stickers are necessary, but we'll see as we do the build. And of course there is an instruction booklet if you want to use it. I will not be using this, but I will point out that there is a QR code, so you can scan this for points. And you can also provide feedback on the set by scanning this other QR code. I will point out that I'll use this brick separator to apply the stickers. It's not included in the set, so I'm going to use one for my personal collection. So in bag 1 we also get this box, and that includes the cape for Jedi Bob. In this set we get 3 named figures, although only 2 of them count as actual minifigures. First of all we have Jedi Bob, obviously, and then we have this Akbar Trooper. Both of them have printing on the torso, but only the Akbar Trooper has printing on the legs. So I think Jedi Bob is simplified on purpose just to have a throwback of the original Jedi Bob from 2002, because if it was a modern LEGO minifigure, then I'm sure LEGO would print the legs, maybe even the sides, and they would definitely do back printing, but there is no such back printing here because we're just trying to evoke the nostalgia of the original Jedi Bob from 2002. This thing here is called a Servo, SRVO. I'm not quite sure what this is. I've not watched the episode of Star Wars or LEGO Star Wars where this thing makes an appearance, but it's supposedly some kind of droid. Something like C-3PO or R2-D2, although this one is a lot less common and, in my opinion, a lot less valuable because it just uses existing pieces, and even this print here is not a dedicated print, it's a regular LEGO calculator, so LEGO is really cheaping out on this one, in my opinion. But I do like to see the Jedi Bob because it's very similar to this construction worker that we got a couple years prior in the year 2000 as part of the LEGO mini dump truck set, and we've seen this face print in other sets as well. So it's nice to see that LEGO is bringing back this face print after so many years. And the original face print had no alternative expression, but Jedi Bob does have a more serious tone in case you want to use that expression with him. So I really do appreciate that we got both options here, so that is excellent. I do see here that the printing on the beard is a little bit scratched. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's something that's just an issue with the printing quality on this particular minifigure. As you can see on the original there was no such scratching, but maybe this is intentional. I did look at the box, and it seems to be an intentional design choice to have the beard a little bit scratched out. I'm not quite sure why they did that, because the original was not done that way, but it is what it is. The Akbar Trooper has a unique head mold. I've never seen this head mold before. I believe it's unique, and it's the first time that it's ever been produced in a LEGO set. The printing quality is good, and I like what they did with the eyes. It's very, very well done. And I like the printing here at the top as well. So this is a collectible figure. It's a really nice figure that you would want to get as part of your collection. So I'm pretty happy to get this one. And this one, I don't think this should count as a minifigure. I don't think they should even put this on the box as a figure or advertise that this is a figure. To me, this is not a figure. It's just a bunch of random LEGO pieces that they put together just so that they can say they have 3 figures in this set instead of 2. But I would have preferred if they gave us an actual 3rd figure. And just to state the obvious, Jedi Bob has a green lightsaber and the Akbar Trooper has a blaster. So those are good to get as well. But again, there should have been a 3rd figure here instead of whatever this thing is. And by the way, this pink tile here is because the LEGO Star Wars designers get a cake every time they include a pink brick and maybe a pink tile in a LEGO set. So that's why there needs to be at least 1 pink piece in every single LEGO Star Wars set. So bag 1 gives us these figures that we already looked at, as well as the foundational part of the Starfighter, so just the base of the chassis, and there's 1 sticker here at the front. We already get to see the nice engines at the back. So that's pretty cool. Let's move on to bag 2. Bag 2 builds the rest of the body of the Starfighter, the main body. We touch here the canopy. So yeah, this is what the Starfighter is going to end up looking like. Here we have studs on the side construction, and it's on both sides, symmetrical. Opening canopy, and we have additional pieces here that we did not have before, and we built these engines as well. There's a bunch of pieces that are left. I don't know where they go. I don't know if the banana is supposed to be in this set or not, because it's very strange to get a banana in a LEGO Star Wars set just for the minifigures. Maybe it's intentional as part of Rebuild the Galaxy, because it's a bit more absurd than usual. Also got this piece that very likely represents blue milk. And there's also a storage unit, and we can store things here. Actually, now that I think about it, this very likely goes on the milk itself. And so this thing can be stored here, milk and a banana. I think this is likely the case. All these pieces are regular extras for the very small 1x1 pieces, etc. So bag 3 gives us this right wing of the starship. It's going to attach in the end with these 2 pins right here. And we need to push it all the way in at just the right angle. Yeah, that's very satisfying. And then for bag 4, it's going to be the same thing, just with this piece not in bag 4, but it's a loose piece for whatever reason. If you do know the reason, if you work at LEGO, or otherwise you know, please comment down below. I'm curious why they did not put this in bag 4. The other thing about bag 4 is that it also includes these large shooters or shooting things. We get 3 of them included in the set. 2 of them are standard, 1 on each side, and then 1 of them is an extra or a spare. And the way this works, well, let's put the thing together, and then we can say we're completely done with the build. There we go. And just before I forget, when applying these stickers, it helps to put this sticker as close to the edge as possible, and same thing here, to put this sticker as close to the edge to minimize this gap. Same thing over here. I hear a bit of a rattling noise, but that's actually the spring for the spring-loaded shooter. So let's actually insert those right now. So those go in quite nicely. All right, now we can say that we're done with the build. So before I fire off the shooters and show the action features, let's just take a look at the Starfighter overall. So it's a pretty standard LEGO Star Wars build, mostly plates on top of plates. The overall design is nice, I like it. I'm wondering whether they should have used dark red instead of regular red, but because this is a playset intended for kids, I can understand why they used the regular red. The overall fuselage is nice, but there are some gaps. Not that one, but if you look here, you see from the top, you don't really see that many gaps except a little bit over here. Not a very big deal. But then from a driver perspective, like if you're actually flying this thing, and we're going to put Jedi Bob in here in just a moment, you get to see these large gaps from the bottom. I wish they covered these just for the sake of immersion. They could have just added like a plate or something around here, just so if you're flying this thing, you don't want to have like space and antimatter or whatever coming into your cockpit. So there's a printed console here. Almost all the other decorations on this are done with stickers. These are stickers. This is a sticker, sticker, and another sticker right here. But overall, not too many stickers in a set of this size, and none of the stickers are very difficult to apply. It looks really nice on the rear with like these 3 exhausts, and I like that they use the yellow piece here, but underneath the yellow piece there's also a yellow axle. I'm very happy that they chose yellow for this axle, because they could have done it in blue or red or some other color, but the fact that they did it in yellow, which is consistent with the light shown here, or the color shown here, but the fact that they did it in yellow, which is consistent with the color shown here, I think that shows a level of quality of design that LEGO did not care about before. So in this set, there's barely any blue pins. There's a blue pin right here, but we don't really see it that much, so I'm not going to complain about it. So they really got rid of all the blue pins, and I'm very happy about that. I hope LEGO continues in this direction. No more blue pins, unless it's on a thing that's explicitly done in blue. All right, now without further ado, let's put Jedi Bob into the Starfighter. He's going to have to let go of his lightsaber. So yeah, I put Jedi Bob inside the Starfighter, trying not to crumple up the cape, and I did not attach him to the studs, just so it makes it easier to take him out later. And then I close this, and he's held in place pretty well. Even if I flip this upside down, he's not going anywhere, as long as this hinge holds. If this gets weaker with time, then this might flip open when you play with this upside down, but most kids I know they're not going to be playing with this upside down for long periods of time. So this is pretty cool. And here we get to see Jedi Bob on the inside. The transparent black, it's still, I think, not as translucent as it should be, but it's better here than it was in other models. I don't know if it's something that changed, or maybe I just got more used to it, but here we can actually see his face inside, unlike with some other pieces. Maybe the other pieces were thicker and this one is a bit thinner, so that might be it. So yeah, that is a good look. He's sitting a little bit forward, but it's not a big deal, because in the back there's some stuff that's going on. We can pretend that there's various technical equipment or whatever over here, so that's not a big deal. And yeah, there are studs at the bottom, but you don't need to use them to attach the figure if he's wearing a cape. The design here, I like the nice forward pointing design. Like we have like a big white arrow in my view, and then a red arrow over it, so that's a pretty good design in my opinion. I really like what the LEGO designer did here, and it reminds me of some of the older LEGO Creator 3-in-1 airplane sets that had a similar kind of color scheme, so it's pretty nice to see. You also got these like engines at the front, and here we see some nice part usage of the minifigure ice skates being used for, I don't know if it's propellers or just some other element of the engine, so that's pretty interesting to see. This does not rotate, it's completely fixed in place. And then we have here the same thing for the engines. Like we have a a yellow piece and yellow axle inside. This thing here is adjustable in theory. Oops, and the cockpit actually got loose there. So here, this thing, oh, I spoke too soon. So actually, if you want to carry the lightsaber, you can put it right here. It's very convenient that we get these clips. I didn't notice them at first, but they are here. And this one can be adjusted if you want, but there's not really a lot of place where it can go, so most likely you're going to keep it like this all the time, just so that when you're done playing with it, you pose it on a surface, it's going to be able to rest on that and not go anywhere. But yeah, I appreciate that we get this thing to hold the lightsaber, and maybe even this. Yeah, this one also fits there, so that's very convenient. Now let's try to shoot. I don't like this thing, the servo. I don't know if it's a good guy or a bad guy in the LEGO Star Wars canon, and the LEGO Star Wars canon is not the same as the regular canon. I think they should have at least given us an exclusive print. Because come on now, like, this is just a standard LEGO calculator that they're pushing in a supposedly famous LEGO Star Wars set. I want better than that from LEGO, so yeah, especially with how much this thing costs, but more on that in a bit. Let's shoot this thing. Oh, we got Jedi Bob. Oh, sorry, man. Okay, let's try the other one. Okay, so we did hit it, but it's still standing, it's just pointing in a different direction. Let's try one more time. Yay, we got it. Yeah, and I'm sorry in advance for all the fans of Servo. If you are a big fan of Servo, comment down below. But I don't think this guy has too many fans, at least not until the series comes out in September. But who knows, maybe he's as popular as R2-D2 for all I know. So yeah, this ship, in terms of price and value, I think I would like this to be $10 cheaper, or at the very, very least $5 cheaper from where it is today. There's some good value here. You get some nice play features, the design is well done. You get the return of Jedi Bob, so we have not seen this guy since 2002. There's lots of nostalgia right there. But at the same time, there's nothing here that cost them lots of money. So this is a pretty standard figure. There's no printing on the legs, no side printing, no back printing. We do get the cape, yes. And we do get the alternative expression, yes. But overall, this figure should be slightly cheaper than a collectible minifigure just in terms of the cost of production. This figure, on the other hand, the Akbar Trooper, has a special mold for the head, so this one might have cost them a little bit more. So I can understand charging a little bit more for this figure. The starship is nice. It's well designed, it's well put together, it's pretty straightforward, and I think kids 8+ should have no issue putting this together. If you're using the instructions, it should be easy peasy. If you're not using the instructions, it's pretty straightforward if you look at the building phases, bag 1, bag 2, etc. And I was able to put it together without any problems whatsoever. It's a pretty fun build, and the end result is nice and displayable from all angles except the bottom. The bottom, it's not a very good look, but most of the time we're not going to be looking at this thing from the bottom. And because it's a playset, not a display set like an Ultimate Collector series, I will not be very harsh on that. These holes here are a little bit unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. And if you really want to stretch your imagination, you can imagine there's some kind of like glass panel here so that Jedi Bob can actually see what's happening below, kind of like some helicopters. So you can use your imagination to plug this gap if you want to, because it's not that large. And I did not mention this earlier, but these elements here are purely decorative. Like this, there's no action feature here. This is the action feature, and this is just for style, and you can take these off if you don't like them, if you want to change what they look like. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Jedi Bob's Starfighter. I think the value is okay, could be a bit cheaper, and I'm sure this is going to go on discount eventually. It's a good set to get. Not amazing by any means, but still very nice. And the star of the show, Jedi Bob, it's nice to see him again after so many years, and I hope that we do get to see the same face print in other themes. So hopefully this guy makes his return to Lego City and a few other themes that he was in at the time, and maybe some new themes as well. So yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.